selection here of Ko and Yu, the world number 4. Of course, Ko has played a lot with Lee Young-dae, and there was obviously some temptation from the Korean camp maybe to put them together, but they've decided to play Ko with his regular partner of Yu and leave Lee playing the second doubles match with Kim Sa-rang. Did play with Ko Lee Young-dae in the group match against Germany. But he's together with Kim Sa-rang in the men's doubles game that comes later, our 4th rubber. How difficult a choice do you think it was for Korea whether to play Lee Young-dae with Ko Seung-kyung or to keep these two together?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how difficult it was, but they must have considered that Yeon Seong is probably their 3rd best men's doubles player, and if they'd chosen another lineup than this, then he wouldn't come into play. So I think they've actually been a little bit afraid of the Danish second men's doubles with Jonas Rasmussen and Joachim Fischer, and they haven't really been able to, been ready to rely on Kim Sa-rang and Kim Ji-jung to play that match, that perhaps very crucial match against the 2 very experienced Danes. So that's why I think they've chosen to go with this lineup.
Well, Ko Seung-hyun at the back there. Well, Bern Mogensen, of course, another very experienced pair. 2 wins out of 2 here this week. Former world number 1 pair up against the world ranked number 4, who've also been to number 2 in those rankings before. The umpire in charge of this one is Tata Mulyana of Indonesia. Well, you look at those head-to-heads that we've been talking about, 5 out of 5 going the Danes' way. And you feel really that there must be a huge amount of confidence between the Danish pair that they've got the beating of this Korean combination of Ko and Yu. But given the scoreline after that opening game, they're going to need to win this one as far as Denmark are concerned if they are to make the final of this Thomas Cup.
And it adds an enormous amount of pressure. Enormous amount. Given the score and the overall tie, I would say that this is a totally 50-50 match now. Normally, the Danes would be big favorites, but the dynamics have changed a little bit. They play not only for themselves, but also for the teammates cheering for them.
Well, as you can see from their win-loss ratio this year, they've only lost a couple of times. One of them was to the Korean pair of Lee and Jung, that was at the All England. Won the Super Series finals at the end of 2011, 4 titles last year. And as you can see, they have taken to 3 games by Tan and Hyun.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn on the flash on your camera. Thanks for your
Well, Ko Seung-kyung, baby-faced Korean, who's fast gaining popularity like Lee Young-dae in his homeland. Very skillful player. This pairing have been together almost 3 years now. First came together to the Asian Badminton Championship in 2009, reached the final there, and they reached the finals of the World Championships last August as well, back at Wembley. Final in their last appearance, that was at the India Open.
But lost 7 matches in 2012, that's quite unusual.
can see their game so far. The American pairing are back and Gunawan, taking to 3 games in the group matches. Well, nervous times in the Danish camp. And their top men's doubles pair here do their best and do what they've done in their previous 5 meetings here against Yu and Co, and win the match. Did go to 3 games, didn't it, though, in that December clash at the Super Series finals. Umpire just waiting for the players to do their final preparations. They have a tendency not to hurry, do they? Carsten
and Matthias, they take a lot of time between the rallies.
They're taking a bit of time to get on the court here at the moment as well.
They emphasize a lot on the service situation, and that's of course going to be very, very important, who gets the upper hand within the first 3 or 4 shots. And then it will be very, very important for the Danes to get their defense working. The Koreans have excellent defense, but the Danes' attack can match that. It's the other way around. That's interesting.
Denmark, represented by Matthias BOE and Carsten Mogensen. And on my left, Korea, represented by Yeon Seong, Korea to serve, Yeon Seong to Matthias BOE, love all, play.
Well, vital match this for Denmark to win. Of course, Korea take it, and they'll be well on their way to the final of this Thomas Cup. It's a fine start from the Danes.
Fantastic smash from Matthias BOE here. Exactly the right placement, good marking.
Mogensen got himself out of the way of that pretty sharply, didn't he?
Very loose shot from Yeon Seong here. The 4th shot going upwards all the way. Mogensen intercepts it.
They haven't got going yet, have they, Yu and Co?
Now the Danes have been in control. They've been exactly where they want to be. They're controlling the service situation and attacking.
Given the 5-love record previously, given it's 5-love now in this opening game, again, mentally, you feel for the Korean pair here. Felt like they needed to get off to a good start in this match, and they haven't.
The problem for the Korean pair is that they haven't got a really natural net player, and that's really what you need to have to compete with BOE and Mogensen. They often do very well against pairs where they can dominate the front court. It could very well be a preview of Olympic medal match. The rankings suggest a bronze medal match.
Third and fourth in the world, these two pairs. They're off the mark.
And this is another point that is going to be very crucial. Can the Danes' defense take the pressure? No doubt that the Koreans are going to target the left hip of Mathias BOE.
They need to get on the attack, you know, more and more, haven't they, the Koreans, to have a chance here?
Definitely. Good move. Great play by the Danes here. And we can see that BOE is playing one or two defensive shots and then moving towards the net. And that's the position that the Danes want to create a lot of times. Mogensen working hard at the backcourt and BOE looking to finish it off at the net. What a great return.
Service over to 8. Service over 9-2.
Good service return.
Service over 3-9.
Again, a loose third shot from Yeon Seong.
10-3.
Very, very short. Good call by Mathias BOE.
And this is just what Denmark needed at the start of the second match.
Saw it long all the way.
Just the pick-me-up required.
Så vigtigt net, man bare bliver med at træde bagud, når de har angrebschancer. Træde bagud, og så bare lige den hurtige vinkel på at dumpe dem. Okay? Det virker pisse godt, det der, når bagmanden spiller tredje bold.
Yeah, the only thing I was able to pick up was that when the Danes are attacking, they want their net player to move a little bit away from the net. Apparently, there's not a lot of low defense from the Koreans.
Play.
Nice play by BOE here. Perhaps the last movement not so nice, but good defense. And everything's going exactly after the Danish game plan. And that third shot from Carsten Mogensen, that's decisive. That's what decides the rally. Just blocking it below the tape, and the Koreans have to lift.
Service over, 4-15.
The only important thing for the Koreans is to try to get a feel for the court, see if they can find something working. This one did.
6-15.
Yeah, there's no way back in this game for them. It would take a collapse of immense proportions. But they've already had one comeback so far this afternoon.
Great interception.
Service over, 67.
Carsten Mogensen setting up the kill for Mathias BOE. And we can see that the read from the Danish coaches is correct. The Koreans are not trying to block any shots.
Service over, 8-17.
And from where I'm sitting, I can see the Korean coaches, and the way I see their hand signals, they want them to move a little bit forward, and that would really be a great idea. Excellent play by the Danes. Totally according to game plan. Whenever the net player gets the shuttle and is not in a commanding position, just blocks it below the tape, and that is so efficient against this Korean pair.
Well, this is just what Denmark wanted, what they needed. And the way this opening game's gone, it's difficult to see how even in the second game that Ko and Yu could retrieve the situation.
Well, you can see that's not the shot of a natural net player. He doesn't like to be there.
Service over, 9-19.
Well, game points have come already. It's pretty incessant, relentless.
20,
Another racket required, and someone's got a nice little memento there.
I think it was to the Danish team. He wants one of the other players to cut up his strings so the racket won't go off shape.
Service over, 10-20.
What a fantastic shot.
What a way to take the opening game. And it was very one-sided, wasn't it, that opening game?
It was...
You're looking a bit happier now, Sting.
Yeah, it was totally according to the Danish game plan. Koreans were totally whitewashed, and it didn't even look as if they are able to take countermeasures. One of the things is that they keep on serving these short services, but the Danes are totally dominating the service situation.
Look at that. How many winners in that game? 17 compared to 5.
That's the way the Danes want to do it. And they played so clever, the Danes. Koreans want to play really fast, defensive and flat game, but the Danes just taking every speed out of the shuttle whenever they're not in a commanding position, forcing the Koreans to play from below tape and forcing them to find the correct speed themselves. They're simply not giving any speed to work with. Well, we've changed sides now, and that should bring a little bit bigger confidence in the Korean defensive game, because they should have an easier time finding the baseline, but they have to be aware that the Danish attack is also coming a split second faster than in the first game because the drift is going from the Danes towards the Koreans.
Second game, love all, play.
Well, will there be any change to the pattern in this second game?
We saw Yo coming forward to the net extremely fast, extremely quick here, but wasn't able to make a good shot.
Service over.
Right on the left hip.
1-all. Service over. 2-1.
Once again, excellent attack from the Danes.
Service over. 2-all.
That was more towards the Korean game plan. Let's play some quick, fast-paced, flat game.
Service over. 3-2.
They don't want to offer any encouragement, do they, really?
3-all.
Well, they're ahead.
It was well played by Yo, and he moved a lot closer to the tape there, taking the shuttle early. And if this is going to be the development of the game, then the Danes are going to be in trouble. So they need to lift it if they're in a bad position.
And some unforced errors are starting to slip in as well, as if they're getting a little over anxious. Well, credit to the Koreans here for turning what seemed an irreversible position into something where they've got a little bit of hope now.
And probably the Danes feel a little uncomfortable lifting.
TS BOE with another one into the net.
What was that, 5 strike point? 5 strike points?
4 straight points.
Good service return here.
Service over. 4-7.
There's a spring in the step, isn't there? Ko with the winning smash.
Service over, 8-4.
Whereas in the first game, the Danes have been able to turn the defense around. They didn't succeed this time.
267, the smash from Ko there, Ko Hyun. But more importantly than the speed, it's given out. Well left.
Service over, 5-8.
Mistake here from Ko, but the Koreans clearly more alert in the service situation, and they were actually about to work their way to attack.
Well left. Wasn't out by much, but
7-8.
super.
It's great for the Danes because they haven't started this game so well, but they're still very much in it.
Service over, 9-7.
Good follow-up from Mogensen here.
Excellent play.
9-all.
Well, back level pegging now in this second game.
And he's just not ready enough, Ko, because he should know that it's gonna come to him again. Danes are not just gonna give that front court away.
Service
Questionable look from both Danish players to that call from the service.
If we get
umpire.
that in replay, we'll probably see that it's correct.
Yuva Gasell from Switzerland, the man giving the decision. An insect being swiped away there. Thinking of better luck with the insect, Matthias Bode, than he did with the shuttle. 11-9, the Koreans lead at the interval, and Ko and Yu have turned things around. They're making a fight of it now.
And the Korean coach probably said that you have to be more ready at the net, but you've gotten into the game, so it's good, guys. Keep it up. So important who wins the attack.
Well, no Yeon Seong here, but it's fair to say Koreans historically anyway have seen Olympic year and treat that as the #1. I mean, winning an Olympic gold means so much to Korean players.
It would.
All medalists, gold medalists, assured a lifetime pension for starters. And that wasn't incentive enough.
Also exemption from army service. Good coverage from BOE here, but terrible play from Ko. He should have noticed that there was a lot of space at the net. Didn't have to lift it.
We're not up with the 290 from Fu Haifeng, but still decisive enough a blow here. Back at level pegging again. First 2 points since the interval, won by the Danes. Make that 3.
Another terrible service return. Fast and upwards, and Danes can easily punish it. You definitely not want to play those shots against Carsten Mogensen, probably the best technical player together with Lee Young-dae.
Excellent rally, really turned it around.
They're playing
so
well. They're playing well. They're going to take this down into the Danes.
What a difference an interval makes.
They're leading 9-3, I believe, in the last 12 rallies. Excellent play by the net by Mathias BOE. Unless Colling agrees with me.
Long. And this is some run now, isn't it? From Denmark's perspective. 6 points in a row.
Excellent by the Danes, and you can see Claus Poulsen very, very satisfied with the Danish game right now, and no reason not to be.
Well, absolutely delighted, because there would have been a few twitchy moments for them at the start of this second game, but, well, the Danes rule supreme right now. We're heading for 1 point apiece.
We've seen earlier that these two Korean guys, they can really play men's doubles, but they're getting outmaneuvered tactically. At the moment, looking like beginners.
They're looking like they were early on in the first game now.
That's right.
At least they've won their first point in 9.
12-17.
They know now that they're going to play. Lee Young-dae and Kim Sa-rang. We just had in the picture.
And as we said earlier on, we wouldn't be surprised if we saw Victor Axelsen and Lee Dong-kyun as well. later on this afternoon. That's the fifth rubber, the third of the men's singles.
It's been an absolutely brilliant performance by the Danes.
Yeah, they've been so ruthless.
And also giving that Denmark is trailing 1-0 in this match, so there was a lot of pressure on these two guys.
But they brought up match points in just 33 minutes. It's been exemplary badminton from the world number 3 pair. And they've given Denmark just the boost required. It's 1 point all in the semi-final of the Thomas Cup. Denmark are off the mark. Mathias BOE and Carsten Mogensen absolutely wiping the floor with Ko Sung-kyun and Yeon Seong there. Brilliant display. Just the lift Denmark wanted after Peter Gader lost out to Hyun. All to play for. Really close fought matchup, isn't it, this between Korea and Denmark, and no surprise if this one goes to match number 5. All to play for then, Steve.
Sorry?
All to play for now.
It's difficult to say.
21-10, 21-12. The victory for Carsten Mogensen and Mathias BOE over Yeon Ko. You can hear the cheers as Mathias BOE teases the crowd where he's going to give his racket. In the meantime, we can tell you the winners from the net, absolutely dominant for the Danish pair. They were dominant pretty everywhere though, weren't they?
They totally controlled the match. Just had to find their way on the after changing the ends, but no chance whatsoever for Ko Sung-kyun and Yeon Seong.